What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Fourth Eye, and I am in the flesh again. You know what I'm talking about? I know it's been a little minute. I had to take a little break. You know what I'm saying? I had to get myself together. You know what I mean? But today I'm gonna just do a little story time about some experiences that I was having. Um, at like I said, once upon a time. This was a while ago. Haven't had these experiences in a while. But it was like a week of me having these experiences. Like every day I would have the same. I would go back to the same place, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I was so irritated by because I kept going back to these same places, and it's always these times where I will start having out of bodies, like not on purpose, but it's like every day, every day, every day. If I go to sleep, I'm going right back to the same place, same place, same place. So it's like I gotta learn something or I gotta figure something out. It's something about that. You're on a mission or something. So with these experiences, I don't know exactly why I was experiencing it, but I'm gonna start off from the beginning because it's so many different experiences within this. So I'm gonna be talking as if this is all one experience probably, but these are all different experiences within six. I mean, I said within 6 or 7 days. So I'm just kind of running them together. But it started off with me going to this place, and I was in the beginning. I'm like sitting in this. I'm sitting in this like doctor's office, but it doesn't look like a doctor's office. It's like dark, but it's lights, and it's like people with masks on, and they got these little nurse outfits on and stuff. And I'm laying on a gurney, and they stick this needle in my arm. The needle had this green fluid going into my arm, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, mind you, I come out my body and I'm in like darkness, and then I shift, and then now I'm laying in a on a gurney, and I'm looking up, and I'm seeing these people, and I look down, and they got a needle in my arm pushing gray stuff in it. I mean green stuff in it, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I instantly got like, you know what I'm saying, like start to taking the needle at my arm, and I took the needle at my arm. I looked down, and the green stuff that was coming, that they was putting in my arm, was pushing out of my arm. Like all of it was just pushing out of the spot where the green stuff was going into. And I'm like, I'm looking down at it because then that became like intriguing to me. Like, what the hell? Like, why is it coming out? And while I'm doing that, I hear one of the people say, they say, it's coming back out. It's rejecting it. His body is rejecting it, or something like that. And when they said that, that's when I just hopped up. I looked up. I looked at them. They all like looking at me like they about to rush me. One of them, like no, not one of them. Two of them from the right side came, and I lifted them up with my energy, and I pushed them back through this little glass. And I picked up the other ones, and I like pushed them back, but not like real hard, like pushed them back. And I just ran to the door. I run out the door, and I look down. I got on like a gown, like what they would give you like in the hospital, and I'm like, what the heck? So I start running off, and I'm looking around at these people, and they just everybody's like kind of like ignorant, like if I could say the least, like they was ignorant. I'm seeing people fighting outside in front of the building, and I'm looking at people. They just sitting there just laughing, doing some crazy stuff. Like it's just a lot of chaos, like, but not like chaos to the point where it's like people like on the purge or nothing. But it was just like ignorance at a high level, like the hood, a high level hood, and of just ignorance though. No peace, no. I mean, it was a little bit of peace, but it was just like I was seeing so much of the ignorant stuff. So I run off, and I kind of like made myself manifest like a coat jacket, like a big like what you call them things, like a pea coat, like one of them type jackets, and I manifested it on me, and I ran up, and while I'm running, I'm like by this park, and there's people out there, and I'm seeing them. They just they seem regular, but they just like jonesing on each other, like laughing, playing. So it seemed regular. when I walked up there, I started like talking to one of the guys, and a little girl walked up to me, and she was like, I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And she was like, "I'm doing fine." She was like, she started telling me like I'm strong, and I was like, "You strong?" I was like, "You ain't strong," and I'm like, it's a little kid. I'm like, "Oh, you ain't strong." And she's like, "I could pick you up," and she grabbed my leg and picked me up like in the air, and I'm like, "What the hell?" Like, oh, this little girl is strong, and I said, "You strong?" I said, "You is strong," and she was like, "Yeah, I be telling my daddy I'm strong," and she was like, her daddy. I was like, "You her dad or something?" He was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I'm strong, ain't I?" He was like, "Yeah, you strong, but I'm strong too." And she was like, "But yours is a natural. Like you took the shot." And I'm like, "Not what?" Like the way she said it was like she was an adult. Like she was like, "Yeah, you strong, but it's not natural. Mine's is natural. Like yours came from a shot." So then it brought me back in my mind to that shot that they was giving me, and the stuff was coming out, and I started like telling the little girl like stuff she could do and stuff, and showing on me lifting stuff off the ground and stuff, and look like the daddy started getting like jealous, like, and it got to a point where me and him actually at fault, and I realized like he had this strength, and it was artificial, and I could feel it, but it was like weak. But it was like it was strength, but it was weak. Cause when I was fighting him, and I was just, it was like easy, but and I'm like, this is a little crazy. So after that happened, I got through with that situation. I run off, and I'm like walking by these big containers. While I'm walking by these big containers, I hear this loud like roar, like a beast, like oh, because at this point I'm trying to find somewhere to hide. So I'm like going by the containers next, I hear a big bang on the container, boom, boom, like this loud. I never seen what it was. Didn't want to. I kept on going. Like I kept on going, and to the next experience, it got to a point where we was going to somebody pulled up on me, was like, "We going to war" or something like that, and I'm like, okay. But then I just kind of like got back into like just having a regular experience. So I started walking off. While I'm walking off, I'm walking by this building, and there's people lined up going into this building to get this shot. And when I see these people doing that, it's these other guys just sitting over there just whooping each other's ass, like just beating the crap out of each other. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, why is people so stupid? Like, what is going? They're like, this is retarded. Sorry for saying that word. But this is not right. Um, but I start going off. I walk a little bit, and I'm meeting people, and I'm talking to them, but they talking to me so ignorant that it's like, what? Like they saying stuff, yeah, you know what I mean? Like just talking real hood, but not just hood, like stupid, like like that type of. And I'm like, what? And they like doing dumb stuff, like they playing around, but it's like when I started talking to them, they looked at me like when they realized I wasn't talking, wasn't understanding them, or I wasn't on their same vibration. It's like they started trying to attack me. I just flew up in the air. I didn't even fight. I just flew up in the air, and I just started floating away. But as I'm floating away, I'm looking at them, and they looking like they saying stuff, but I ain't hearing them. But I'm flying away. But because I'm looking at them, I start flying back down towards the ground. Now I'm like, oh shit, like, oh no, oh my god! I start flying back down to the ground. So now I'm like, okay, look up and fly up. Now it's like I'm not flying up. I'm flying back down to the ground. I see these a crowd of people just coming towards me, and I'm like, I ain't dealing with this. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I wake up, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me switch this because this is like the second to the third day that I done had these experiences. So I'm like, let me not. So I lay back down. I instantly come right back out my body. I'm like, okay, hopefully this is different. This time I shifted and I'm back in the no, I'm in a building, and it's like military personnel there, and it's like a bunch of tables with computers on them, and it's like people sitting in front of these computers just looking at the computers like this, just. And I'm walking with a group of people inside this building, and they getting out everybody's name, telling them to walk in there and find a computer and sit at it. And while I'm walking through the line, I'm telling the people they acting normal. They seem like normal people, and I'm telling them like, hey, when we get in here, don't pay attention to what's on that screen. I don't know how or why I knew something, but I felt like something was up. Like looking at the screen was doing something. So I'm like, don't look at the screen. I'm telling the dude, and he like, yeah, I ain't gonna look at the screen. I said they trying to brainwash you, and this and that. Like they trying to make you into like a bot, like a just ignorant, like stupid, like. So we both in the same accord, like, okay, we ain't doing that. And I'm like, yeah, don't do that. We get that, give them the name. I take they give us these deals. I don't know what they was, but it was like a little baggies of these deals, and I get them and I try to put them in my pocket to kind of hide them. Because I wasn't going to take it, whatever it was. So I like walking. The guards put us by a computer. They set us down. Me and the dude that was talking sat right next to each other. And I'm like, hey, don't look at the computer. As soon as I said that to him, he looked at the computer. And then he was just like, boom, stuck. I didn't even look at the computer. I'm looking at everybody else, and I'm looking at the guards. I'm looking where the door is at. And I'm like, okay, I'm just push my way up out of here. So I got up and I started walking normal. But as soon as I started walking towards that door, the guard was like, what you doing? And I just threw him to the side, ran out the door. I started running down the street. I'm running down the street, and people is like chasing me. I'm running down the street. I jump up in the air to try to fly, and I just jumped high as hell and then landed back down to the ground. I'm like, man, this place is dense, and I just keep running. Then I started. That's when I realized it was the way I was thinking while I wasn't flying. So I like started. I just like got a good distance away, and then I sat there and I just kind of meditated on the flight, like mentally flying instead of trying to physically fly. So I just did that, and then, I just started floating up. And I was standing on top of a light pole. I was standing on top of a light pole, just looking down at him, and I was like, "Look like I ain't gonna go nowhere else, so I'm gonna just go here and wake up." So I woke up. The next experience I had got even more ignorant. It was like the intensity of ignorance that was just it was just going lower and lower and lower. The next place I came on my body, I pop out my body. I thought I went somewhere else, and I end up floating down, and I was like in this. I don't even. It looked like buildings was around me, but it looked like we was outside, which it was kind of weird. But the ground was like red dirt, and it was a bunch of people in there, and I seen that they was ignorant, so I started talking the way they was talking. I'm saying stupid shit to them, like shit that I probably won't even say on this camera, but I'm saying it so I can blend in. I'm like, yeah, like being dumb as hell, like, and they not picking it up. They not picking it up, so I'm just talking, blah 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 blah. After a while, they start doing some heinous things, and I'm like, threw me off. Like, oh no, this is crazy. Like they burning cars up, they fighting, they got women, the women is crazy, the man is crazy, the everybody just doing crazy stuff. It's like vandalism. It's like everything you can think of. It was just complete ignorance, and I end up focusing too much on looking at the fact that all this stuff was so wild and crazy that they looked at me like they just all just looked at me at once. When you think about a place that's low and dense, that's the place. Like, and that I don't even think that was a spirit world. I think that was just something that I was. It was something that I needed to know, like about programming and something. I have my own little theories about that, but I finally got out. Like I got away from them people. All these times I had to run and get away from these people because it was like a bunch of them, and they like coming out of places, and it's crazy, and it was all this programming stuff going on. Like, and it was like the minds of it was like the majority of the people were mindless, and if you did not have that, if you was not mindless, you was looked at as weird, and they would attack you. even the people I was seeing there, they were like, it would be people that seemed normal, and they would be like, "What? Who is this person? You weirdo!" Like, and then they attack you. So that was really strange to me, and I haven't experienced nothing like that before. I mean, after that, I don't think I might have, but I've experienced a lot of things. It's like it'd be hard, like shuffling through my brain sometimes because I don't write a lot of stuff down. I have wrote a lot of the experiences down, but I don't write them down again. So, and some of them, they just be so clear that I don't have to write them down. They just, most of them is like that, but they just like memories, like going back when I was a kid and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't really experience that type of realm no more. Like a lot of times when I experience something and it's kind of in that form of like almost negative and ignorance, it be in the spirit realm where it's some dark shadow beings. Um, Not even just shadow beings, but just other beings, negative beings. I don't want to put a title on it, but it is what it is. Uh, I also know that some people don't believe in that type of stuff, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But I also wanted to leave off with this little message at the end, because I don't want nobody to get it confused when it comes to me. There are negative beings. I'm not like, there are negative things that you can create through your fear, but there's also negative beings out there that do not have your highest good at hand. And there are also negative beings that they basically like call themselves like bounty hunters. And there are some of you that are bounty hunters and y'all fight off that. But there are some that's like bounty hunters and they go around and they look for people that have passed away and they try to, it's I'm gonna have to really get deeper into that because that one was kind of strange when I seen that. Like that was kind of strange. Like bounty hunters, like what? Like, but yep, bounty hunters. The same way it's the same with the good, like the good beings or whatever. It's like some of them are like bounty hunters. They go and they fight off these negative spirits and whatnot, these negative entities, beings, and all that stuff. Some of y'all might be bounty hunters and don't even know it. And then that's why you be thinking to yourself like you want to experience all these good things, but you might be a whole bounty hunter, and that might be your whole thing is to get rid of these negative spirits and not let them overtake the you know what I'm saying? It gets deep, but yes, there are negative spirits, there are negative entities, there are negative beings, there are lower realms, and yes, that all that stuff is real. You can not believe it if you want to. Just like I always say, I never force you to believe anything that you don't want to believe. But what I'm talking about is something that I know personally. Yes, there are lower dimensional realms and frequencies and entities and whatever you want to call them. They out there. Yeah, some of them weak, some of them kind of strong. But if you understand who you are, they are all weak. And I'm going to leave this video at that. Be easy, stay blessed, and have some safe travels. ED.